So yeah, there I was, with a shark in my ass and a giant giraffe attacking me.
Wait, what happened to the barbecue sauce?
Well, you gotta see, the barbecue sauce made it so the giraffe couldn't stand straight, and that was my opening. So there you go. It took me a while to figure out what you were saying, Brendan. I'm like, wait a minute, right, my ongoing joke.
Another reason I love the streams. Just gonna one day just log it and be like, this session, this is what was said.
This will be the new campaign. All right, so how do I get a shark and a giraffe into the campaign?
Give the shark bionic legs.
The giraffe has a gun.
With its very dangerous tongue, it could fire the gun.
Wait a minute, I gotta find something.
What you don't know is that you're really telling the story like through the actual story of what's happening, but it's just worded so differently. It's so like vague. But when you listen to the episode as a whole, it's like, the barbecue sauce really stood for alcohol, and just try to place everything else.
Yes.
There we go.
Like
a
the
classic
alcohol of our once again returning challenge rating. 1 shot on a crit and 2 shots on a fumble.
I know there's one of this giraffe comic that's like, I'm a magician, observe.
Fuck!
I know exactly what comic that is. I read through the entire thing.
I did too.
It is messed up and interesting at the same
Yeah.
time.
It's super sad.
It is.
The ending is so fucking depressing.
Oh no, what happened to him?
Well, let's not go into that right now.
Spoiler territory and a half, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's major fucking spoilers, and especially the way that they end up linking it. It's holy fuck.
All right, let's play.
All right, so small recap. We return back to the Blue Room where, as you entered, you were welcomed with bright neon lit signs down the hallways pointing you towards the Blue Room. This room set up a very darkened room being illuminated by the computers with individuals set at almost each station, several VR stations, a vending machine with a outdated computer bot next to it, and a bathroom placed in the far etched off part of the area. You go into the Blue Room, and a individual who reaches out to Captain Snow while the VR headset is put on puts you through a struggle of puzzles to figure out with the Blue Room to get into the back room where you are currently located now. Some of them being a bit difficult, but it ultimately led up to like a pipe dream-esque type game with shining a light through the bathroom wall and reflecting it to a poster that was a poster of Verses, claiming to be the dark side of the moon. Once all of you arrive towards the back, No Name continues to conversate with you, but has conversated through through a computer that she just happens to type in midair, and it goes to each and every one of your data pads. Nothing verbal has been said from this individual, but this individual has said, "You can trust me," and hasn't really said too much other than that. They have revealed that Eclipse Innovation site is based somewhere towards the frozen side of Verses, having a bit of an idea, but she said that it is in somewhere within 100-mile radius of this X and Y location.
And,
just good.
I was also going to say that, and Snow reciprocated with information with the incriminating information about this company and their doings around all of the Pact worlds.
Just to give a bigger picture of what this individual looks like. It should have just popped up on your screen just now. Again, this individual hasn't given you a name or anything, thus the ... dots that are placed there. But continues to send out messages, and it's addressed to all of you. And that's where we're gonna pick up. I know Snow did a lot of the did a lot of conversation last time with everyone, so I didn't know if anyone else wanted to say anything before I kind of continue that conversation.
You can continue.
Okay. So I'm gonna go back here. Quick second, just switch it in tabs. Okay. So another she begins typing just into the air. This keyboard just looks to be like small illuminated like dots in front of you. She types at like an accelerating rate.
It's very similar to how Snow does her thing.
She reminds you that the 100 square mile area of Klabani is set near a mountain range. It's a bit hard to pinpoint exactly where it is, especially since it's covered in snow. But she did mention that there is a black box placed in the room. That if you were to find others, you might be able to pinpoint where the signal is coming from. Just again, to kind of remind from last session, because I did it towards the end. Another message is sent, but this one is sent directly to Captain Snow. The message comes towards you. I'm not going to type it. I'm just going to speak it, but it's sent to you through your data pad and says, I may not be able to assist you with the journey, but if I find any information, I wouldn't mind exchanging my information with what you find out.
Mutual interest could be beneficial for the both of us. You know, do you happen to have any allies that may assist us in our endeavor?
Message comes in. She begins immediately typing, just again at a fast rate. And the message that comes back towards you says, only other hackers. With syzygy, we are placed everywhere. And with that, we can be anywhere. But it's hard to get assistance when it comes to physical violence.
How about this as an arrangement? If we get you a link into their systems, would you and your hacker friends be able to cause a bit of mischief and keep any kind of additional focus off of us as we do our raid?
Your message is sent. Another message is sent back towards you. This message seems to be all in a form of emojis with a happy face, a peace sign, and like a heart placed, a green colored heart. It's followed up with a GIF that says, let's do this.
Damn Gen Zs.
Let's.
Hey,
This will be fun.
Just as a my memory, she said she had information on us, right?
She did?
Alright. Please go on. I may come in at some point, but right now.
Yeah. She did say that she has information on all of you, and she promised not to reveal any of it. Something was mentioned, but that message was specifically to Captain Snow.
Yeah.
So that wasn't placed to everyone else. Just Captain Snow saw it, and
But
thus
they said out loud to all of us that they have information on us.
yeah.
Okay.
Another message is sent over to you saying you must seek out Kaon Rice. And I'm going to copy paste it to you right now.
Mr. I am dead, destroyer of worlds.
Another message pops up. This message looks to be almost like a bubble of information, and this is sent to you and all of your parties. When she says, "You must find Kaon Rice." Kaon Rice is Eclipse head of software development. He's gained a disturbing amount of influence in the company lately. Before my surveillance cams went black, I watched him lead meetings. He had Eclipse board of directors wrapped around his finger. He used to style himself as a philanthropist, but 2 years ago he stopped donating money and attending charity function. These executive types always reveal their true colors in the end. That I will also copy paste into everyone. Last week I was all about doing it, formatting it for like description text. This week I'm lazy.
It happens.
I just forget the different asterisks and I didn't feel like asking. So I'm just going to keep it simple.
Oh, okay, that's his name.
Yes.
I was, for some reason, my brain was kept correcting it to can of rice. But I was like, I don't want to say anything because that's just going to sound ridiculous.
I mean, we could also just call him Elon Musk.
I mean, you were given a name. If you want to name him something else, it's up to you. Your party just be like, oh, this guy's a douchebag. That's his new name.
Can of rice, yeah. When he really pisses us off, it's gonna be can of rice.
Amazing.
All right. Well, we have other functions, and we will certainly stay in touch.
Another message is sent. This one is also sent just to Captain Snow and says, any information that is sent between you and I must stay confidential. Above all, syzygy is most effective when it's anonymous.
Snow's gonna nod, but she's gonna send a message back to them saying, I understand.
Okay. Once
and
a
to keep
message...
it anonymous, I'd like to tell you about a little thing called NordVPN.
With NordVPN, you can play Raid Shadow Legends.
It made me angry.
If only this channel was actually being
Not sponsored. Not sponsored. Raid Shadow Legends, not sponsored.
not sponsored by anything.
By anything. We are sponsored by The Void.
We are sponsored by My Paycheck.
A message is sent out to you and all of your party members, and it just says, are there any other questions you have for me?
She's gonna respond back, typing, not currently, but I'll let you know if I do.
And you see, just like in front of her, a small, like, square box of light opens up in front of her. She kind of just taps on it as if, like, that's a message sent from you. She's already read it and, like, does an Iron Man, like, swipe to kind of just send the message off of in front of her. And she looks to be waiting for a response from everyone else. Kalani sends out a message, and again, another clicks on the box and then kind of swipes it off.
I'm going to send a message asking, what information do you have on me? then my hand goes into my pocket.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Exactly. Quick second.
Oh no! Don't call my bluff, Brendan! I don't know what to do after this! I mean, I know what Gunnar would probably do. No, he wouldn't. I don't know. This
I'm
may
trying to-
become a very moral quandary.
I'm trying to figure out if this is something I should whisper to you or if this is something that I should mention.
I think if
Having
you want to keep
settled-
the secret, as we should probably whisper.
Okay, I'm gonna whisper a message to you, and I'm gonna ask if there's any other questions that anyone else from the party has. I'm gonna start that whisper now, but I will be listening.
I want to pretty much ask the same thing, but with not with just like, what information do you have on me? Just like, what's the, like,
Do you
she
know-
like kind of.
Do you know my
equivalent,
search
like,
history?
Do you
It's
know
like
my search-
kind of like more just like, I'd like to know more about myself kind of tone.
Would you like to know more?
You know about me? I would love to know about me.
Please help
Kind
me
of,
know
yeah,
me.
Just like something tells me you know more about me than I do, so
Mm.
I mean,
send me them deets, por favor.
Snow was in that place not too long ago. I don't know anything about myself. Now I know stuff about myself, and I'm just angry all the time now.
Just constantly pissed.
I'm just finishing this message really quick.
And hello, Ezra the Jello. God, my elbows and shoulders keep popping.
Well, just lock them.
I mean, I would rather not, because usually locking your joint is very painful.
You don't want to pop and lock?
With how old I am, no. Because usually when it's pop and locking, it means that I'm having even more joint issues than usual, and I'll likely fall over.
Well, we'll just think you're dancing, so we'll play it off cool. If it happens at the club, we'll just be like, "Oh yeah, yep, dancing, woo, pop and lock, call an ambulance."
Is a toner gonna have any questions?
All right, Gunnar just got the message. All right.
I don't think he would have any questions. He already knows everything about himself.
I mean, you could also find out what they know about about him.
I mean, it's not like he's trying to hide his identity.
Except from the police. Or other bounty hunters. No, you're right. The toner isn't trying to hide at all. He's just very blatant and out there.
Yeah, the last thing that the 7-foot-tall lizard man with a giant golden sword is worried about is subtlety.
A second message was sent to Gunnar. I mentioned it as a second message because every one of these you would see that she's like typing into midair, but just like an illuminated keyboard where you don't see the keys of each letter, but just how the lights and how they're placed, you would see that something is being typed and the message is being sent, and you wait like every message she sent comes out almost like instant. Like it's better than most phone receptions would be, especially being within the blue room. So you realize that every time a message was sent, it was like instant, and you received it the second like the button was hit sent on her end. So you see her type, and nothing's being sent to you, and you just kind of stare into the room to see who's looking at their data pad as if they're reading.
And is Havoc also asking questions?
Havoc.
Yeah. Basically, just what's it called? Just like, hey, what do you know about me? Because I'd like to know more about me.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay, just typing up the message. I'll type it as quick as I can. Try to play off being the character.
Alright, so after this, we gotta go to see to Kalani's date, as well as meet with the other Vesk and have a few words with them.
How does one whisper in this again?
/W, hit the space button, and then the name of who you're trying to whisper to. Which,
I'd say yeah.
because this individual has a name, I think you could put ... and it'll work, or you just type in DM. That should work, or GM, one of the two. One of those should work.
Likely DM would probably be the more likely to work.
I just realized when I send a message and I place it as ... a little picture comes on the side. I think that's so cool. The little things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sent the message to Havoc, so I'm just
How do I send a DM back?
/W, and then space and then DM. And if you want, you could send we could leave this area and you could send whispers, and I can do it like in retrospect and say that all this happens in this room.
Okay, yeah.
So I could advance the story, and it's not like we're all going to wait in this room until all questions are answered. I can say like, this question was answered before you left the blue room, but this is what was said.
In the meantime, Snow's going to be conversing with Kalani and Toner, since they also don't have any questions. Alright, so we know a general whereabout of where they are, and of course we have the means to get there. We would probably still need to see to the our other pressing concerns before we go. Hopefully we could try to narrow it down a little bit more before we go, because kind of a large grid we're going to have to comb over. Any thoughts, Kalani?
It's funny, I'm playing Kalani. Well, I guess I should probably dress up more like an idol this time around, since
Probably really show off your stuff and impress the kids.
he's probably gonna talk about the website, and that could bring some attention, and could be a good thing. We might be able to get information. I don't feel. I don't know. You see, she's a little bit like conscious about herself, Kalani. Maybe I'm playing slightly different, like a little conscious, like
She's really conscious, like she's kind of having an out of body experience.
yeah, like she's a bit she just seems a bit uncertain at this moment. Like it's the second you said date, it's just like emotions kind of like written over her face, like, oh, is that what we're gonna call it now? Where before, if you would just be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna meet Jeb and Knight, it would have been like, oh, that's cool, okay.
And how about you, a Toner?
Or like questions or
Any input as to the current plan? Do you have any bright ideas that came into your mind?
His mind is an enigma.
That can
A
constitutes
carton of
just
milk
throwing
spills
meat
over.
bodies into a blender.
Yeah, he's just like, this sounds like a good plan to me, I guess.
I didn't think you would have anything. Where's Jobron?
He's been snoozing. He
He's off in the corner.
he enjoyed the night out and decided to just pay to have a day off. Take off the armor, the heavy armor that he just carries everywhere, and just take the
Fucking
day off.
Warhammer 40k armor.
And where? How has the zoo been going that Gunner's been acquiring?
They're all just chilling on the ship. They got their food.
Oh God! I forgot about the space llama.
Space Llama,
Yeah.
dead captain's dog.
Yeah, there's a few little things that you always want to touch up on every so often.
I mean, I always assume that Gunner is not stupid enough to not take care of the animals. In fact, he's probably bonded with them very quickly. More than he does people. Because animals don't talk.
Except for Vils.
Animals don't
Except for
tell
Bills. But it's
themselves.
also a mind link, which is now only to me.
Which must be fun.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, he snores in his sleep. In his head. And actually, you guys see that Gunner seems to, like, at first was tense and had his hand in his pocket, which I'm sure some of you know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
And he sort of,
Wait.
like, his shoulders, like, slump down, like he, like, is now relieved and pulls his hand out of his pocket.
I just put a thing in the Discord of using your hands in your pocket.
We almost had ourselves a problem.
Yeah. I have my hand in the pocket. You just see it rock back and forth. You know what that
Amazing.
I'm gonna, although I am answering some whispers, which I'll just keep that to the characters. I did respond back to both Gunner and Havoc just now. Those questions were asked. I'm going to progress the story a bit through this individual that still hasn't given a name. She begins to head over towards a computer system, which I'm going to do now. And there's a table placed on the right side of the computer. As she begins to stand on top of it, these the purple shades that she has in front of her, she puts them back on and touches towards the ceiling and just kind of removes one of the panels and kind of pushes it towards the side and begins the climb up. Everything that you see up there looks pitch black. Just another reminder, the rooms all look like they had like a dark light placed into them, including this room that you're currently in. And she begins to climb. You hear just the sound of something, like the sound of electricity sparking, if that makes any sense, like that static kind of sound.
Oh
And
god, she's got the girl from the rig up there.
And I like want to see those, but I'm going to continue going forward. She comes back towards the hole that's now placed in towards the center, feet first. When she comes down, she's still, all of her body is still just, none of it can be seen. She looks exactly the same, except with like bits of dust on her. And she hands over this nanocarbon box that looks to be like a server box. Sorry, tiny, small nanocarbon black box. She hands it over to Captain Snow, and you can see like she just yanked it from any wires that it was connected to. It does look slightly damaged, like electrical damage. It's really minor. and you would assume that by disconnecting it, she may have took like a small hit for the team just now. But she doesn't seem worried about it. She just hands it over to you and says, and then without even having the keyboard lit up, your data pad receives a message and says, I hope this helps you with finding the location. So some type of way she managed to send that message without even pulling out the keyboard.
Oh, I see. When she messes with electronics, she gets zapped, she's perfectly fine. But if we touch the wrong door, we almost die.
It's almost like she's a much higher level being hit with the level that we would be hit with.
I mean, her hacking skills
Yeah, are significantly higher than Snow's, who is about as maximized as she can get right now with her computer skills.
That being said, just get a feel that this is her profession. She doesn't reveal her name. She speaks of Syzygy, and she doesn't call any member out in Syzygy. She speaks as if like almost like a hive mind kind thing. Like we are Syzygy, we are one, we are many, we are everywhere. So you get the fact that like the type of adventure that you are going to different planets, seeking things out, dealing with different individuals, she probably deals with that on a computer based level. Everything that everything about her is kind of on that level. When you kind of look at what she is wearing, she has a gold Abadar Corp travel suit on with a laser pistol. And it looks like she has an engineering kit and a hacking kit and another type of kit. And although she's most of her body is kind of like cloaked with the travel suit, the hood, the glasses, the thing kind of covering her mouth, you do feel like she's also may have been augmented as well. So she's all about it. And with this planet, there being the faction of augmented people, you feel like, she might have, and
Had a few upgrades.
yeah,
I mean,
might have visited the town and got what needed to be done and did whatever jobs or cybersecurity to ensure that they were paid for.
and Snow's going to put the black box in her little temporal field in her arm and send her one last message.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to answer. Okay, I'm just seeing the one from Havoc, and I'm just seeing yours. I'm going to answer those one by one, starting with Havoc. And we're going to say that a response is sent back towards you, and another message is then sent back to the rest of your party and says, I will do what I can. I will do what I can here and everywhere that I go on this planet to help with your success. Good luck in your travels. I hope we can bring them down together.
I'm looking forward to working with you. And Snow's gonna end up leaving.
I'll follow.
Okay. One's been sent to Havoc. The other one, I'm going to do to Captain Snow right after our transition. Is there anything else you would like to do out the blue room? You pretty much, you've explored everything that there is here. Out of character, there's no more puzzles or assortments or anything else. I believe Captain Snow got a day pass, so you could use the computer for anything that you see fit. Grab ramen to go.
The toner's gonna eat another 4 packets of ramen.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad price, and if you find a way to just add water to it, you can take it with you. It is several more hours until the whole thing happens over at the Lizard's Lounge.
And Snow's gonna spend the entire time doing as much research as she can on the dark side of the planet. Like topographical maps, any kind of like signals incoming and outgoing.
She's listening to some Pink Floyd.
If only I had a way to do it and I could monitor that sound in mine. Maybe next session, maybe I'll input some MP3s into Roll20. And now that it's set in stream, I guess we will find out.
We'll find out next time. Tune in.
That's part of my cliffhanger.
Just can't use anything copyrighted or we'll get Jen's stream flag.
Right.
I mean, I don't have enough viewers, let alone followers or anything else.
TOS!
Flagged for anything.
TOS.
Stepping out of characters in this game real quick. I do think I actually am going to probably upgrade to a microphone and stop using my laptop's mic. Might do a Bluebell mic.
And you could take yourself
So
off
we'll
of,
see.
Push to talk finally.
I can't wait till I can get my PC so I can actually use my mic.
I do have background sounds every once in a while. But yeah, working towards taking off push to talk and just being focused and maybe a dual screen or something later down the line.
Oh,
But
I am looking
back
forward
to-
getting dual screen and a new desk.
Switching back towards the game, all of you finish any business that you have with the Blue Room. I know you're going to look onto the dark side of it, so I'm going to have you give me a computer's check. I don't think anyone else has anything.
Do that back at the
in
hotel and not here.
Oh, okay. All right. So as all of you go to leave the Blue Room, Leander Vaz, the front desk attendant who was there, says, I hope you all have a good day and good luck with everything. It's a crazy world out there.
You as well, and enjoy your, what was it, Buffy?
Yeah. For a second, I thought I heard someone spoil it, but I
Season
mean,
3, you turn into a vampire. See it.
Gunner, I'm gonna
The
elbow
question is, am I
his
telling
knee.
the truth? Who knows? You'll just have to keep watching. And I leave the store.
The
I'm
front
gonna
desk before.
elbow. As soon as he says that, I'm gonna elbow Gunner in the knee.
Snow's gonna be laughing walking out.
Roll for attack.
Gunner.
I've literally never watched the series. I'm just throwing shit out there.
So before you even make it out the door, Leander Vaz, the front desk attendant, looks furious. He does the equivalent of Marvel 1, but Thor flipping the table. He does it with his tablet, so it's not nearly as impressive in any way, shape, or form. But like a, ah! Everyone else on the computers have these noise-canceling headphones, so no one pays them any attention. And he says, look, sir, I don't care who you are, but if you were to walk out this door and something bad happens to you, I would not feel bad at all.
Would you
I
feel
don't
bad
wish-
if I was lying?
I don't wish death or anything bad to you on that level. But, and he, does the CSI equivalent with the glasses, and he just gives you, this weird, unnerving gaze that he's almost looking to try to, look in your soul. If I was to speak to the gods about your actions, I wish they would do something terrible to you.
Wow, I really feel that. Hey, let me tell you about season 4.
Snow's just gonna be laughing while walking up the road, just completely leaving all this in the back.
See you on the forums.
Oh, what the fuck, Gunner?
I just back out of the place.
He'll punch you in the knee, playfully though.
As he walks out, I'm assuming more of your party members are still inside the Blue Room.
I mean, the only ones who would be left would be either a Toner or Kalani.
So I would say probably Kalani's the last one to leave. After all of that happens, he says, this guy's furious. I can't wait to tell my players about this on Monday next week. Boy, are they in some trouble.
Meta joke.
Now, if something does happen to you in game, I, as a person, would truly feel bad for you. let's set the record straight here.
Let's just be clear.
There's me and there's
There's
Leander Vaz. I still have to respond back to Snow. I've been holding shift to speak, so I'm going to do
Okay.
that now, and I'm going to switch the map over.
Back to the city map? Or to a new map and a fight? City map
City
is
map.
okay.
I think, where did I leave the train? It should have been by the blue room. Huh.
Should be about here.
All right, I'm just going to copy paste the one here. All right, where would you like to go? And I'm just going to take this time to message back. Or
Pretty sure we had to head back for the hotel.
It's
to get
about
ready.
like, so Jeb wanted to meet up around, I think I said like 8 or 9 o'clock, which roughly would be like 4 hours for all of you. In that time, Kalani's going to, I'm not going to say split from the party. Kalani's going to take some time to just kind of work on Kalani's look. There's the whole, Kalani knows how Jeb feels about the thing, and I'm not going to play romance or not with Kalani's character for this session, but I'm going to say that
Especially
Kalani's going to.
you'll essentially be romancing yourself.
Hey, big boy, how's it going?
Exactly.
Wow, how flirtatious of you. I can't believe you. I love you so much. Oh, no, you don't say.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm the father. I'm here to give the shotgun wedding. Oh, no, Dad, no.
Just marry off Kalani's.
Just marry off Kalani. You won't believe it. You got married.
You won't believe it. You missed one session, you got married.
Hey, don't worry. As long as you get divorced by the end, we'll be in the clear.
As long as you get divorced in the end, we won't have to pay the reception.
Sitcom rules. Just always make sure you go back to the status quo before the end of the episode.
Oh,
There it is.
Okay, so the one has been sent to Snow. Okay, so I put the train back at the Sky Jade. Kalani's going to take some time to just kind of freshen up Kalani's look. Kalani's aware that she is going to a nightclub. She's aware that Jeb's going to be there. She's aware that Jeb said that some friends are going to be there. The only one I think that was mentioned was the, why can't I remember the race right now?
Elf.
One of the friends that's going to be there is they have wings, and I can't think of the name. Strix. There you go. One of them is a Strix, and just seen in the photo, the Strix looks like they was a partier, like a party type person. Drinks in both hands, things like that. So Kalani's just kind of physically and mentally preparing for what this could be. It could be a drag, and Kalani hates everything about it. It could be a good time. Kalani's just kind of weighing things out. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I should wear maybe this.
Snow, on top of spending essentially a rest, doing research is also going to change clothes. Let's see. And she's going to dress up a bit as well. And she also, if I can, if she could dye her fur.
That's going to be a lot of dye.
A lot of dying, a lot of time.
I mean, 4 hours.
Roll for it.
How good do you look?
How good is the dye job?
Let's find out.
It's very patchy.
Any actions from anyone else in the party? I'm counting this as just like downtime. It's 4 hours, so obviously like short rest status, any downtime activities you want to do. It's not 8 hours where it would be a long rest and regain stuff. But to be fair, I don't think you run into anything this day.
If there's a short rest, I can get my stamina back.
we did that sniper duel, and I don't think. Well, I know
Right.
Frank didn't take any real hits, but
You had the battle right outside of Scuttle's shop with the snipers and all of that, and you had time to rest, and then you had this where it was
Yeah.
just a set of puzzles, no like combat. But if you used any spells or anything, to help with the puzzles, like short rest time for that.
yeah, I don't think I would be able to recover anything from the short rest. Because even my shield, I think, requires a bit more than a short rest. Let me double check. Shield.
Yeah, Toner will just do some basic things like recharging the batteries on his jetpack and, like, I guess read a book, like an ebook or something.
I'd probably just eat something, check my weaponry.
I'm gonna watch TikTok.
Oh gosh.
Okay. After 10-minute rest, yeah, I spend 1 resolve point and I get my shield back.
Hmm.
So I will do that.
So you all as a group have a time to kind of reflect all the information that you got. I think I've typed the information from Scuttles at the bottom. I think, did I not? I did not. Okay. I'm gonna type that either later tonight or probably tomorrow. But you just take in the information. Scuttles said, he was being paid. I'm sorry, to have that server box placed at his shop. He doesn't particularly have an interest in Eclipse Innovation or what they're about, like with their app program or anything. But they were paying him to keep it there. How Scuttle seems to treat Murtaugh Riggs, the two vests that were placed there, the father son combo. He seems to treat them nice, and the father son mentioned that Scuttles does deal with both sides of the law, selling to a hired gun or an assassin, or also selling towards just like anyone who's on the side of the law, for prices usually higher than what they should be. But he gets the job done, and you take all that information and about his personality and what he brings to Eclipse Innovation. You then have a moment to reflect with this other individual, the one that you still don't have a name for, and what they bring to the table. And you also kind of take this time to evaluate what Avigdis herself said, back on Absalon Station, how she was just a member being paid by this group. Wasn't really, they take out people, they get paid for it, and how you went to Scuttles and you had to deal with more of them, and how you went to the Blue Room, but there seemed to be none there. I actually found this picture off of Paizo that I'm just going to show to you all, because this has an actual representation of Scuttle,
Hmm.
where the other one I just kind of described it. So Scuttle, the individual that I'm just going to call No Name, and Avigdis are now seen in front of you, all of which have played a hand with something involving Eclipse Innovation. As you see at the bottom, your lead is also Eclipse Innovation, just on the company. So I'm just putting everything in retrospect before we go to the Lizard's Lounge, because that is the last location. And
Next to the Magnificent, which we'll probably visit before we leave.
yeah. I don't know, maybe it's mood change. Maybe it was just one of those shifts. Maybe not. The mystery. But yeah, you have 4 hours to kill. I'm just going to say that in that 4 hours, there's a point where all of you kind of just put together all the information. Avigdis has told us this, Scuttle has told us this, and No Name has told us this. Outside of Scuttle's shop, we were being watched, and they tried to jump us, and we were on the winning side. and Evictus has mentioned that several groups are still out there. They are continue hunting for you. So a balance, you had your good moment
Perfectly
at the
balanced, as all
Yeah.
things should be.
had your first day arriving here and going to the Skyjade and being able to enjoy it, and it followed up with a shootout outside of Scuttle Shop, which followed up with a puzzle outside the Blue Room. And as we start to approach 9 o'clock, it's time to meet up with Jeb. My question is everyone going?
Yes.
Snow intends to and look more of the part of a manager. And when it comes to the dye, if she can't dye her entire self, she would have focused more on the areas that would show around her outfit. Try to.
Oh, disguising. Ooh.
Kind of like
Like
disguising herself at the same time, trying to look as professional as possible.
a very interesting tan line.
I'm just like, okay then. I'll just go in my favorite suit, this armor.
Yeah, Snow's
I
gonna
can
keep
go in.
her armor and
Oh
weapon
wait, it
in
only
that
lasts
little.
for 10 minutes. Oh, I hate disguise self in Starfinder.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have a person casting on you when you least expect it now.
Yeah, Snow is gonna be keeping her weapon and armor in her little pocket dimension thing, and Snow Twitch Jubilee is going to be used more like an assistant movement exoskeleton.
I would love to see that picture painted or put together one day.
I mean, that could make a decent commission.
Oh, good. My one night out. This is the before shot. So wait, you said fireball, right? It's like not. It's funny. I'm not joking, but I was for that. But I do have fireball near me.
Oof.
But we are going to press forward to 9 p.m. and meeting up with Jeb. So I'm going to move the train over to the Lizard's Lounge. Before we get there, I just need a perception check from everyone.
Yay, perception. It's what I do.
Where am I? Oh, there I am.
It's a +19.
Let's try this again.
Well, I'm taking a double.
Damn.
I rolled a nat 1, so it's a dirty 20 on my perception. And
Oh.
let's see what Jubilee's perception is. That's a 19 on Jubilee's, but it wasn't a 1 this time.
Also 19 for a toner's perception.
Oh wait, perceptions. Let's see. Oh! That's a shot. That would make it a total of 38.
Yeah. Someone say something?
I was saying I got a total of 38.
38 the highest?
I believe so. It's a nat 20 with an 18.
Oh, that's 3 swigs. Oh, dang.
No, a crit is 1 swig. A natural 1 is 2.
Yeah,
But I thought you were saying that a 20 was 3 swigs.
Yeah, she's counting all of them together.
Oh.
So wait,
Also, are you drinking?
Maybe.
She's having the Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Better be.
You're on the quest for the blue one, though.
Just go to
I'm
Steve.
drinking it right now.
Alright, so yeah, 38.
I'm gonna give a bit of background text, just following up from the train ride over to it. and then I'm gonna go with the 38 since that seems to be the highest. So as you take the 9 or the 850 train, because each dot that you see on the map takes about like a minute to get to. So as you take the 845, 850 train, you just hear this like nice tune that kind of plays in the background. It's a bit like it's an instrumental and it's a bit ambient, but it's a bit digital. Like it's a nice combination of both, where it's catchy, but it stands out to you. You continue to have conversation with each other, and it makes like nice sounds. Trying to find like a better way to describe it, but not the point. I'll come back to it in a second. You head towards the direction of the Lizard Lounge. It's located on the 13th story of the Apex building, a skyscraper located in Kubakara South Facet. Because I'm sure I said it wrong. Facet? Yeah, okay. This flashy nightclub is easy to be spotted with its bright lights kind of flickering out of the obsidian, like black glasses out there that gives it like a bit of a tint. It From just research that you did on this place, it's owned by an enterprising best immigrant. But it didn't give a name of who the best immigrant is. It is a very popular hotspot for both the younger and like middle age generation. You don't see a lot of older people go into a place like this. And just as you approach closer towards, you can kind of hear it from like almost a block and a half, 2 blocks away. Sound wise, it's booming.
And Snow's going to adjust her her hearing accordingly.
Tread carefully. You enter the realm of the Zoomers.
Okay. With that 31 perception, Gunner, you're just on high alert. As I mentioned, you had a moment to discuss with your party. Just a big going over to Scuttle's shop and how people were kind of leaving as you were walking towards the shop and how the streets were empty when you came out. You're just on high alert as you started to approach this nightclub. You don't get a feeling that you're being watched. You can see other club goers, some of them looking like ravers with their bright colored hair that's some of them seem to be in patterns. Some of them seem to be like really long wigs. Some of them have like a fusion of gothic Lolita with neon lights. Like it's just a whole combination of things that you see people wearing with outfits or going to this place. No one stands out here as a threat to you as you kind of give like a scan over everything. Do you see some of them have weapons? They kind of look concealed, such as like a pistol or like a knife. Like you see a girl that wears like a choker, but it has like a little like slit on a bit of the choker where it looks like a dagger could like easily be placed there for like quick and easy access. But she wears this big poofy wig that you just feel like she could take it out the wig if someone was to give her a hard time, kind of knife them and then place it on the back of her neck and kind of place the wig over that spot. And it's kind of that level with people, like where you see like some weapons slightly concealed, some heavily concealed, and some people that just don't look to be having weapons at all.
Okay.
The rest of the party doesn't really acknowledge it. I'm sure that like just the fashion of this area is catching everyone else's attention. That's just something you pick up, and you've been in the bounty hunting business for a long time. When you see things that flashy people, there's usually something bad that comes with it in the end.
I wonder if I should get some LEDs installed in my armor.
I'd just
Captain, you think that look good?
How about you get some LEDs, time to string and spin them around?
That would be, well, you don't exactly hide, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, my sword is a giant LED.
Goes to rave with the sword.
And he literally has like a gold like star circling his head constantly.
As all of you press on forward, you get towards the entrance of the Lizard Lounge. You see right where the guards are placed, when you take a look at them, I'll say one is a half elf, and I'm going to say that the other one, I might have to send a picture of what this is, but it's a Raxolite. I don't know.
Baby!
I don't know if anyone would know what that is.
Baby!
I don't see.
It's Plant Baby! I know exactly what those are.
I'm gonna.
One of them in Jen's campaign shot someone straight in the throat.
I'm not seeing this.
Okay.
No,
The
I just
Raxolite,
remembered
I'm
the
gonna.
It's
Excuse me, I'm
basically
gonna
a
send a
baby
picture.
Groot.
Okay.
Yeah. So you see both of them are kind of placed towards the entrance. It looks like the half elf kind of does like after they pay the fee, the half elf inspects and like tries to feel for any weapons that would be concealed. You get patted down, and you see that the Raxolite towards the top edges of it, these lights kind of illuminate above its head, and it looks to almost kind of scan you on like a magical level. Or at least that's the idea that you get. They kind of light up. They don't look as like neon and as cool as everyone's fashion here. It looks like it's more or less to do like a certain type of job.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to introduce just different races into our game, since I kind of use the same ones all the time.
I am made of magic, so that might give him a problem.
And Snow has so many different things on her, and like,
As long as they don't find my disc, should be fine.
If you want, you can look up a picture. I just copy pasted a link that had information on like what they are, what they're like. They are very, very small, and that's the first thing I want to point out. I think they're like they count as a
Tiny.
creature.
Yeah, they're very tiny.
They're very tiny. They're not strong at all with them being tiny, but they are a bit dexterous and they are very intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
Some would say that if given the right things, this little guy or girl looks like they could possibly be like a type of engineer, where the other one just kind of looks like your standard guard. It's hard to place what they would be like if I had to put a class to them. But after the fee is paid, it looks like they have a system that they do before they allow anyone into it. You get here, just the place is thumping with loud music. Now that you are actually like right outside the building, you do see that the reason it is loud is that although they're on the 13th story, they do have speakers placed on the outside, and you just feel that's probably just a business tactic to bring more people in. Seeing a line placed outside of this club to go to the 13th store, having music blasted, so you're like, what is that, or whatever. So you just get a feel that this is very like business-esque.
And Snow's gonna go through the customs to get in.
Okay. To get in, they only ask for 5 credits, and then you will get pat down by those two.
Yep.
Okay. So Hypo comes over to you and says, "Oh, you look good. I need you to stretch your hand." Like he says it in like a compliment way to kind of ease any tension that you may or may not have, and then just says, "I just have to pat you down. Is standard protocol here."
Yeah, she does so, and is like, just don't get too handsy, please. My equipment is very sensitive.
Okay, you got it. And then just begins to do his job. Is there anything you're trying to keep like very concealed that you
I mean,
wouldn't?
almost all of her stuff is in the whatchamacallit,
In all space.
the null space that is in her hideaway limb, her arm.
So he begins to pat you down. It takes about like 10, 15 seconds. He doesn't feel anything that's unusual. The racks light. He's the racks light over the top of his head. These lights begin to illuminate. It's like a bright yellow, and as the racks light kind of raises the hands and starts from your head to go all the way down to your toes, the light looks like it illuminates as it's scanning over you from top to bottom. That light manages to stay like a bright yellow. And then the Raxolite and his little like tiny Groot side gives like a thumbs up.
She nods a thank you and gives a extra credit to the both of them.
Oh, she's so sweet. And then says, "All right, next up."
I'll follow behind. Act as like sort of the quote unquote bodyguard.
Okay.
I'm asking,
Is any of this going to be mentioned?
I mean, not unless they ask.
So in that case, I'm going to actually have Kalani go before you, and
Okay,
I'm
cool.
going to have Kalani mention it. So Kalani's going to step forward. I have the sheet. I don't believe. So Kalani does have 2 weapons. I'm going to say for this case, or I'm sorry, Kalani has several weapons. But I'm going to say for this case, none of them are brought with her. She can cast spells. So I'm going to go with that. So the pistol, both pistols, the sword cane, and the frag grenade are not going to be placed in case we don't knock this out before the end of this session. And she comes back next session. Just want to make it canon. But they go through the same process. The light that's placed over stays a bright yellow color. And she, right after they inspect her, she pulls out a data pad. On the data pad is the website that was created by Snow. And she says, this is actually one of my bodyguards. I'm off tour today, and I just want to relax. But sometimes the fans can get a little frisky, a little too frisky for me. So if you could just help me out, I can at least give you an autograph. I'm gonna have someone make a roll.
Hmm.
Someone that is not me, because I'm gonna contest against it.
If no one else will, I will.
oh dang.
Rolled
Not
a
opposed to
10.
rolling, just depends on what. I guess we're going off of her modifier.
Is gonna be our diplomacy. Our diplomacy is a 16.
Okay, I mean, yeah, you can go, Jen, if you want.
All right. That is a 17.
All right.
Okay, so with a 33 total, the Raxolite doesn't give any trouble. Doesn't give any trouble. The half elf says, "Wait, who are you again?"
Are you talking to me?
No, she says it. Or
okay.
The half elf says it to Kalani.
And Snow's gonna step in. I'm sorry, is there a problem here with my client?
No. I've never heard of this. This says that she's an idol, a celebrity. I've never heard of her.
You never heard of Kalani?
No.
Oh, darling, we have so much to teach you.
But not right now.
She actually
We kinda
brings
have
up
things to
like
do.
like a holographic image of like the website and just flipping through the various things. It's like we could easily get you some paraphernalia. Spread the word as well. I could even send you a link to the page to look up.
Free t-shirt?
She's become known, very well known on Epsilon Station and even beyond, as you could see. And she brings up the video footage of the performance. She's been known in other systems as well.
Ma'am, I don't need to rush you. I know how much you love to talk about our client here, but we should probably get inside. There's a lot of other people. Plus, we have a.
Yes, there's also the meeting. Of course.
Look, I'm not gonna fight you on anything, and I take off my sniper rifle and hand it over. That's what I've got.
He says, okay. And he picks up, or he takes the sniper rifle from you, and he just begins to inspect just a bit of it. Just like, all right, look, make, model. Says, wait, are you you're a bodyguard?
That is correct.
So, all right. I mean, it's only like my third day of training. I guess this is normal.
The best bodyguards are prepared for anything.
An assassin will say, "Oh, yeah, you're a bodyguard."
I get paid very well.
He says, how well do you get paid? And he kind of like slides a hand over towards you.
Enough that I can't mention it out loud, and I just sort of shake his hand.
Out of game, I love you. He goes, you hear a bit of dissatisfaction, like he was
He's looking for a
when
bride.
Captain Snow walked by. Captain Snow gave both of them a credit, and he was like maybe expecting like a little bit off of that statement. You just hear the bit of a song. All right. He's like, well, I still got to pat you down though. So
go ahead.
Seeing that the Braxolite can't hold on to his sniper rifle because it's completely oversized for it. He kind of places it on the ground with the barrel like pointed upwards and just angles it against the wall, so it's not directly on the ground. It's not going to get like dirt or whatever on it. And he just begins to pat you down. The Braxolite follows up at the same time. Bright yellow light. Says, all right, you're clear. Have a good time. And hopefully those fans of yours don't give you a hard time inside. I can only imagine what that's like.
Comes with the territory sometimes.
Okay. Who's next?
Me.
Okay.
He engages the mask, so it like flips. It's kind of like an LED screen over the face.
Thinking I only have a sniper.
The thing in this businesswoman is
I also have this floppy disk.
Thing in this businesswoman is disabled and has no weapons.
Just like me and you go in, we're just like both like rubbing our hands like sorry.
But yeah, I'm gonna have the Havoc's gonna have her mask on. It's like it's I can't talk. It's just like an LED screen. I described it before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
she's gonna have that on to prevent any confusion or disturbing. So, like someone unintentionally, like, wow, you look dead. Like, thanks.
Okay, I got you.
Thank you.
Well, their job isn't really to like try to look through your mask or anything. They're literally just inspecting you to make sure you're not bringing like, a bunch of grenades where if a drunk person was to pull the pin or something, it would cause absolute chaos.
Making sure you're not a terrorist or,
Gonna cause too much trouble.
Just like prevent any like awkwardness. That's more of her goal. She knows she's not gonna get kicked out for being quote unquote dead, but
so
prevent awkwardness.
The Hapo begins to pat you down. Everything's good to go. The Braxolite goes over. Bright yellow light starts to go from yellow to like a greenish to like an orange color, and it looks like it's about to dip in the red. And the half elf says, "Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa!
I'm made of magic."
he looks over to the Raxolite. He's like, "What's going on?" And the Raxolite looks like it's trying to communicate, but hasn't said anything yet. The Raxolite kind of climbs up the person's arm and gets over into like just listening distance for just him. If you want, you could try to make a perception check. It's trying to be stealthy in what it's trying to say.
I'll make a perception, and I'm gonna also have Snow basically just chat with Kalani and Gunner the whole time, like not really paying attention to the rest of the line, just like the three of them, like they're together.
Oh, everybody take a shot.
Ooh.
2 shots.
Oh boy,
Oh no.
the story gets better.
I
and, to
want to
th-
know more.
Ugh.
and to think this part wasn't even part of the module. This whole getting into it.
That's a 33 on my end.
Okay, you're definitely gonna hear it. I mean,
This
see
dice
what
roller sucks. I don't know why I keep giving it chances.
All right, so the Raxolite begins to speak, but it speaks first in his natural tongue, which is Castrovelian, which I don't know if you know.
I do not.
Okay. Luckily for you, the half elf doesn't either. So, after trying to express what it's trying to say, you see this little Groot-sized creature, like slightly getting angry, like just stomping one foot down, like why aren't you understanding me? And then begins to switch to common and says, 2319. We have a 2319
Oh no!
unstable magic.
Unstable magic?
Oh.
And the half elf said, "Oh, well, why didn't you say that in the first place?" And then you just see the arms are kind of just crossed there. It looks like it's trying to make like an angry face, but it looks adorable.
Oh.
It would try its hardest to make an angry face, but it just comes off as adorable due to its size and it's like a plant. Yeah, when it's fully grown, it would have a like a flower sparked at it. So think kind of like Pikmin is esque
Pikmin / Groot.
without it being like color coded as like red, yellow, blue, purple, or any of that. It's very you can see its features as very plant like and yeah, very close to Groot. And he just says, "Oh, so what do we do with these cases?" And
What's going on?
the Raxlight begins to speak and says, "You cannot allow this individual to cast spells. We're going to need to give them the bracelet." He says, "Oh, I've never had to do that before."
What's the bracelet?
Havic's
What's
gonna be
it
called.
for?
He,
You're
I
getting
was
the
thinking
code of
Colin
shame for
up,
magic.
Wait, if
I
they
can't-
put an
can't hear.
anti-magic bracelet on Havoc, will Havoc just drop dead?
Oh god, you're right.
Oof.
Ugh.
Are we gonna watch Havoc die?
Oh Jesus, not again! I've already gone through this once. Well, this is not my fault this time.
So the half elf says, "Look, I need to make a call real quick." And he
Well,
places
can I
his
ask
hand
what order?
over his ear, and as he swipes over his ear, you see this like sort of calm piece kind of placed there. It looked like it was invisible, and just with a hand gesture, it's now there, and he's able to communicate to other. I don't like to use the word guard, so I guess other like
Bouncer.
other bouncers,
And
and says, "So I need someone to bring up the bracelet."
it Snow's with hearing that is actually going to send a message to Havoc of show them that what you are. or you're gonna be collared.
Oh, I'm just gonna hit the button on the side of my mask and it's gonna pop open. Just like, yeah, I wanted to prevent any awkwardness, so. Ta-da!
Right before you did that, you and this because it's a calm piece, it'd be really hard to hear. But I'm gonna go with Captain Snow's same perception. Or wait, who was it? Who had 31? That was you. Or was that?
That was me.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with that same perception, and you just hear through like the calm piece unit. And it's almost clear as day for you. Actually, Gunner has enhanced hearing too, right?
I do.
Give me a perception check.
All right.
Yeah, the dogs are in
30.
to rescue the day.
You got a 30.
Yeah.
All right, so you both hear this, and they're like, "Oh, damn, a bracelet! We haven't used one of those in a while, man. Something fucked up. Yeah, let's get it."
What? Oh God, no.
What's going
I think
on?
we have to do something about this.
All of that is said as you were
Send the
now
message.
just starting to reveal who you are, and Abel takes a look at you and says, "Wait, wait, wait," and looks over to the Raxolite and says, "All right, I want you to scan it again." And the Raxolite begins to do so, and this time it all stays yellow the whole way from top to bottom.
Oh,
And they say,
These are not the droids you're looking for.
oh,
something on your character. I'm sorry, not your character. Something on you must have triggered the Raxolite in some type of way. Do you have any like dysfunctional gear or tech or augmented pieces that you're bringing into this club?
well, I have the, I do have, um, I do have a firearm. I wanted to let you know before all this started. It's in a null space grip, so, just in case anything were to go awry, in case somebody got handsy or things just got hairy, I'll give it to you if I need to.
So look, and he kind of like looks around and he's like, "Oh, I hold on one second," and he goes back to his earpiece, and this could be heard through all of you, as he speaks it. False alarm, guys! It was the Raxolite had an issue, and you, both of you, just hear the sounds of disappointment. Oh, damn it! A 20.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh man, I brought
blood
the
was
the jackhammer and everything.
what's a 2319?
And then you hear towards the end, "Damn, I was just about to grab the barbecue sauce."
What? I have even more questions now. What's
That's
a 2319? Why did you want the barbecue sauce? Is it wing?
I don't want to talk about it. I'm just disappointed.
If they're offering meat kebabs, I'd recommend not trying them.
Why is that?
You could say that meat is expired.
Oh. Hey!
Ooh.
I'm just speaking the truth.
Suspended animation.
He says,
You
"Well,
were
look,
still dead.
I
Dead for who knows how long before you're in suspended animation.
Yeah.
he says, well, take a look. I'm going to name the Raxolite Roxy."
Yeah.
Roxy. You see how my creativity is. Roxy did a scan over you and has told me that you are case 2319. That is a sign of I don't want to say magic, like dysfunctioning magic, but unstable magic. Um, the magic that you possess, either the magic you possess or some magical property on you, something on you is unstable. In a situation like this, we would normally give you a bracelet, which pretty much from what my boss told me, again, it's my third day, so I haven't actually had a use for the bracelet, and they were really excited about it. So I guess there's more to it, but it would prevent you from casting spells that rely on a target to hear something and a spell that relies on you to touch something.
Okay.
And he kind of says, "Look, I know spells can be verbal. I know that they can be touch, and I know that they can be something else, but it kind of prevents you from doing it. If something was to go awry and you was to take shots with a person and they were to be like, I want you to charm this person to go home with me, that would be a good example of like
Oh
unstable
yeah,
magic.
that's awful. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna ask you this once. Do you I will allow the pistol to go through if you vow to me that you have no intentions on doing anything that's going to harm someone for no reason.
Oh, absolutely.
Are you out of character? Are you telling the truth where this is going to
Oh yeah.
require a check? Okay. He's still skeptical. So he's going to try to just see it. He's going to make a check to see if it's like, I can trust you. He's still a bit skeptical. The Raxalite is also like a bit frantic, like, "Hey, I got this reading," but he said, "Look, between you and me," and he takes the earpiece out and just keeps it in his one hand. He says, "Look, I see you're here with your friends. I know what a Friday night looks like at this place. It can be pretty poppin'. As long as you don't start any trouble, I'll let you go in. No problem. Deal."
You won't hear a peep from me.
Okay. Don't make me regret my decision. He nods for you to go forward and begins inserting that piece back to his ear, and he kind of swipes over it, and then it's unseen to you, as if like an invisible spell was cast on it.
I am going to slip them both 50 credits.
He he just takes a look. You're like, whoa.
Got big spenders
You're
coming to
doing
the club
great.
tonight.
You're doing great,
He's
especially
like,
for your third day.
And Snow's gonna be thinking to herself, "Wow, he's ballsy for a third day."
and he says, okay, I will, he just, it looks like he's taking it all in. He still has to do his job. There's other people in this long line waiting to get in, as well as the rest of your party members that need to get in. Um, so he's just like, oh, thanks a lot. The Roxy, on the other hand, like takes the credits but isn't proud of what's happening.
Huh.
She accepts
This is
the
like
credits. Any extra amount of money that's offered, it's not declined, but it's still kind of frowned upon that like this half elf is still making the decision to allow you in, knowing that Roxy had a difference.
This is not blood money. I have every intention of keeping my word.
Okay. From the half elf, you get like thumbs up and like, oh, thanks, like I really appreciate it. But from Rocky's point of view, the cold shoulder and the back turned towards you kind of gives you the feeling of how she feels about everything.
Wait,
I'm,
if having
Fair enough.
was like, "Oh, this isn't blood money," is that from any of the income that the group has made? Because almost all of the income has been essentially blood money.
We're
The
not
guards-
going to talk about that.
the guards don't know that.
They don't know that.
And to be fair, all the money that you gather are in the form of credits. So unless like, oh, here, take this cred stick and it's splattered in blood from your last kill. It's a bit harder to trace.
Yeah, it's a bit harder to trace, but this is just my personal musings of most of our income comes from bounties or uh, like missions from the Starfinder Society where we end up killing a lot of people.
And they take a look over and say, next.
Toner walks up. Is there like a desk or table or anything next to them?
There's a uh associate that collects the fee. They are at a desk. It looks almost like one of the walls of this 13-story building. One of the walls, I'm sorry, it's a skyscraper made of glass. One of the panels that has glass on it has like in a window opening where there is a Lashunta with her one arm on this wooden desk where it looks like she takes the fee for coming in and also would like hold your jacket and stuff. And then where you see the guards place, they are directly in front of like the door to get into the skyscraper building, where you can see into the building that it would be a straight shot to the elevator and going straight up. So
Okay.
there's a desk, but it's not where these two guards are placed at.
Gotcha. So after paying, he walks over to them, and then he, like with a little bit of a flourish, takes out his advanced semi-auto pistol and andesite magma blade and like hands them over.
He's
Evening.
like, oh, and he says, "Hey." You can tell his eyes is just like locked onto this magma blade. This guard looks like he's never seen anything.
It's turned off, so it's not active.
Okay, all right. So
yeah, he didn't turn it on.
Okay, I thought he was like displaying it, and I was just like, yeah, he's never seen this in his life. Just like,
Immediately horrify this guard on his third day.
No, it's just like, hey, here's my stuff. I'm just showing you my stuff.
He got $51 out of this. He'll be fine.
And then he'll like after he hands over those two, he points at the solar mites, like circling his head. He's like, Solarian can't bother me. It's just gonna follow me around wherever I go.
He's like, that looks like a cool party trick. And points at the light. He's like, yeah, these I'm gonna have to take with me. But before I do that, let me just pat you down real quick, and begins to do so. He gives a thumbs up. As Roxy goes to do a scan over you, he takes both of your weapons and he goes over to the closest glass panel that's next to him. And you see he goes to press the weapons against the glass panel and they kind of go through it. And after they go through it, a ticket dispenses out. You don't see any like type of machinery placed on this glass panel at all, but you see a ticket dispense out, and then the glass panels all begin to shift, not like Rubik's Cube shift, but like a street magician trying to like fool you with a prank. Like, I'm gonna put this under several cups and like switch them in different directions. And as he follows up with this ticket to give to Roxy, finishes up, gives a thumbs up. It was a yellow light the whole time. And he says, just bring this ticket back when you want to reclaim your things.
Sure thing. And then he gives the guard a wink, and then he like flicks them both 10 credits each.
He says, man, all of you are so thoughtful. This is a good third day for me. He does a like yes motion where he's just like yes, and his arm kind of goes from reaching out to pulling inward towards him.
Look at all of you being big spenders.
It's not going to be good for long. Knowing our group's reputation.
What I'm really wondering is if a bunch of people are going to recognize Snow with the change, and if so, she's going to be pissed.
That's everybody, right?
I think so.
I believe so. All right, switching maps real quick.
What I'm curious, you said the owner is a Vesk, right?
Yeah.
And did you say that he was from the military or just a regular citizen?
The
Let
older
me
guy
take a
was
look.
military. His son was not.
No, I mean the Lizard's Lounge owner.
Oh.
The owner is a Vesk immigrant. Wasn't given a name. Just like the founding of this building. The founder of this building was Vesk, who started out with not much. He got into the entrepreneur business, and then finally settled with opening a nightclub for the locals of Kubakara. He now, or I'm sorry, it's actually a female. So she now runs one of the flashiest nightclubs in all of overseas.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, Toner will also ask
Oh.
the half elf if he needs to like put his name down or anything for the ticket, or if all he needs is just the ticket to reclaim his stuff.
You just have to bring a ticket to any one of the bouncers, and they'll get your gear for you, no problem.
Will do. Thank you very much.
All of you have a good time, and get shit faced with the guy that's working.
And Snow's gonna call over her shoulder in a very chipper manner, which is very unseemly for her for the rest of the crew. Plan on it, and you be safe. She's gonna march off to into the area.
Will saving throw to not get creeped out by this.
So all of you have
I got a nat 1.
Oh,
So that's an 8. The Toner is creeped out by this. This is like,
I'm gonna make the
ugh,
same
chill up his spine.
thing.
Who is this? And where's Captain Snow?
does that mean we're taking shots?
I just did that as a joke. If y'all want to do it.
I'm gonna sit that one
I
out.
already took like 2 doubles so
You all
far.
got dangerously close to having to take another 2 shots.
Yeah, Toner's just like, he just sees Snow smile and is like, gets a chill up his spine, like, ugh, this isn't natural.
Okay, I am going to read off. You head over to the elevators. When you do, despite this place being like a fancy club, this and that, it is still part of one of the biggest skyscrapers in Bercy. So when you head over to the elevator, it does play your typical elevator music, which kind of ruins the mood of what you are expecting of this nightclub to be blasting with different beats from different idols and artists and things to get people's blood pumping and everything. So you do have that like odd moment of like, oh, that's unique.
Yeah, if it's just the crew in the elevator, she's gonna go back to her normal scowling until the doors open up again.
I'll say at that moment it is just all of you. There's no other individuals here. There is several elevators that go up and down, and you just happen to grab one that like just opened and you close it before anyone else has an opportunity to meet up with you after the guards. Let's see. You head upstairs, and this is where I'm going to give the flavor text of the first room that you see. 2 circular bars made from a hard green acrylic stand on either side of an open dance floor. A bass rhythm drums as a sea of patrons moves to the beat. To the east and the west of the dance floor, blue leather couches positioned around tables made of the same blue acrylic offer more private places to relax, though the music's volume makes conversation difficult. I wanted to use the same map I used before, but I'm going to hold off on that for the moment since we're not in an initiative. I'm going to use this map instead.
Oh. This looks familiar.
This is not a Tron thing. I want to point that out. Last week was a Tron thing.
This is
Last week
Mass
was the
Effect,
Tron
right?
session.
This is Mass Effect, right?
Oh, this shot that you see?
Yeah, it looks
I
like
believe-
it could be concept art
believe
for Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I believe this is one I found from Mass Effect. Yeah.
It's funny because I posted a next song in the Discord that I've just been listening to.
Yeah.
this is that if I had more time today, I would have inserted tracks, but I think we get
Mass
the
Effect
idea.
soundtrack. If we could get that playing, would actually be really good for this.
You guys do that. I'm gonna put on some RuneScape.
So,
Hell yeah! That's the kind of fucking music I want to dance to.
So yeah, you're presented with just a big club or a big club room dance floor area with to the left, the east, and the west of you, several blue leather couches kind of positioned with tables and blue acrylic chairs. They kind of offer more of a private place to have a one-on-one conversation. As I mentioned, the music is pretty loud here, but you just see a lot of people are jamming out. Give me a perception check.
aye, aye, Captain.
All right, little man, you gotta move.
Alright. That's only a 20.
7.
Oh, 16. Hello. First good roll of the night.
All right, that's a 17 plus 19.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't think anyone in the party could beat like the total that Snow could get on a perception.
Okay. As you arrive at the top, you know that you were sent to meet up with Jeb. So you see just a mass amount of people, all different races. All of them just seem to be enjoying themselves, having a good time. Place almost in the center of the room. Let me make sure I'm reading the right description for this part.
What type of role would it be to dance?
Performance.
Usually performance.
There is no performance roll.
Yeah, Starfinder doesn't have performance.
Acrobatics.
I would say athletics, acrobatics, culture. If you want,
Physical science.
If you're trying to hide, of course, I guess more of a disguise role. If you're wanted to match like the typical dances of the area, it'll be a culture.
If you want to be like me, survival.
Uh-huh.
When you dance for your life.
Every dance is
Objective
a dance
update.
off to decide the fate of the planet.
Objective
Watch me
updated.
whip.
Survived.
Now watch me nay. Now watch me whip. Watch me nay.
That would be awesome.
It's the end scenes from Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
I
Dance
had
off,
to
bro.
dance off.
Dance off, bro.
I'm distracting you, Turd Blossom.
Okay. So I made a stealth check for Jeb. Not the fact that he's being stealth, but the fact that there's just a lot of people placed here. With a 36, now you are able to point Jeb out. He seems to be one of the people actually tearing up the floor on the dance floor. He has a bit of a circle surrounding him, and he's just doing all of these like stunts and everything while he's dancing. A bit of like flipping, almost going into like a bit of break dancing. He does a trick where like he does a spinning, like he spins and jumps to look like a backflip. And he kind of phases out of existence, almost like an invisible spell, and almost like a strobe light. You just see him doing like a backhand tuck over into like a front hand tut over into more breakdancing move, but with a strobe light effect on him. He has quite a entourage of people surrounding him at this point. You were able to spot him.
Snow's gonna usher Kalani and Gunner over towards them, because, I mean, still marching around as a crew, as it were.
And by the way, Brandon, what is that for dancing?
I'm gonna pull up a character sheet real quick so I can see all this.
I want to dance too, but I'm not gonna try to emulate anybody. I'm just gonna do what feels right.
The worm, you got it.
I'm just
acro, athletics, bluff, computers, culture, diplomacy, disguise.
So wait, if Mads were to do the worm or a havoc, and they roll a nat 1 on that, does that mean they just lay there on the dance floor dead?
You just lay there and
It's
suddenly a
the Kamala
puddle
dancing meme.
starts under their face. And you realize they're just crying. And then Steve, the magician, the magician comes in. He's like, "I feel you.
See if Magnificent comes in. Mood.
I do the same thing. You know, if I hadn't run out of tears."
It's that rave meme where someone is just laying flat down while
As he
strobe
chugs
lights are
his
going
Blue
off.
Mountain Dew.
God, that just reminds me of the I don't know if it's a TikTok or a Vine. It's just like there's like a disco ball in the background, but someone is just like laying down face down, and it's just like cha cha real smooth. No, it's that song. It's just like slide to the left, bam, slide to the right, but like they're not moving, they're just face down on the ground.
Oh,
I feel like acrobatics would work. I guess depending on what type of dancing you want to do, if it's something that will like require arm strength, such as like maybe doing a backflip and like kind of holding like a pose, would be like athletics.
Yeah, if you want to do like a breakdancing, it would be more of like an acrobatics. If you want to do more of like the Mass Effect dance, it'll be like athletics.
You know, I will actually vouch and say yes to that. I'm gonna say even maybe like I'm gonna find a use for survival with dancing. I'm guessing like turning. I can't figure that one out.
I mean, survival will be a matter of like what Connell was saying with Gunner of dancing, like dancing with
dancing to
complete
survive.
panic.
Not dancing yourself to death. Yeah, give me a
Survival to dancing would be if someone is shooting at your feet. And it's like,
Oh.
dance.
So if you want to do like Dance Dance Revolution dancing,
That would
I'm
be.
kidding.
on the ground, jump, jump,
Yeah.
What
jump,
should
jump.
I'll go with acrobatics or athletics. I feel like I know profession is a skill. I don't know if anyone would have profession dancing, but I feel like that would be one profession dance.
Oh shit, Falador.
Okay, my physical dice just hate me tonight because I've been like swapping out my die constantly because I haven't rolled above a 10 once.
Oof.
But all right, 21 athletics to tear up the dance floor.
I just got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 and a 21. Nice.
So
I had a 5 on the die.
you find an open spot on the dance floor where not many people are surrounding you, and you start going at it. I guess to go with the theme of what was said, you start with similar moves, like Guardians of the Galaxy, so like the running man in place, and you just kind of just branch off from that and get a little bit more advanced with your movements. You are starting to catch some attention of several people. They're like, "Oh, look at that!" What additionally is helping is that the mode of light that you have looks to also be catching some people's attention. Some you're not paying attention to, but they see you doing these moves and you just have this light, illuminating light over your head, kind of going in rhythm to your movements. It like creates this effect of like you know when you watch like a show and they try to show something's going really fast, or maybe I should use a Tron reference since I did Tron last week. You know when you use like the speed light cycle and you have the light that's behind it, and like towards the end part of the tail it kind of trails off.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of happening with this light that you have. It kind of like circles around you, and you do like a certain hand movement. The mode of light goes with you and creates like this 3D line effect. It looks very close to if you've ever played Street Fighter 4 and their intro animation has them doing moves and it follows up with like an inky movement behind them. It's kind of like that. Or if you've ever watched Iron Fist, their opening intro animation where he kind of do these monk gestures and this inky texture kind of follows
Or
his
just
pathway.
about any furry art that has to do with raves.
Yeah, yeah. But you do attract the attention of some people, and I don't know if Jev has met you yet. I don't think Jev has met you yet. And Jev sees you starting to get some attention of the other players, and he stops what he's doing. He just kind of glances. I want you to make another check.
Another dance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, come on.
Oh no!
Y'all were
No.
drinking.
Oh,
Nat
no!
1,
Double shot, baby.
Nat 1, which comes out to 17 total.
Okay.
And I've been switching dice. Like every time I roll, I'm like, okay, that 20's not working. Let me switch to a different one. And not a
Damn.
single one has rolled above a 10. I think the
Ain't
highest
that
I've gotten was like an 8.
You just got bad luck today.
Yep. Try using
You-
electronic roller. Can't get any worse.
Yeah, I probably have better luck with the dice roller.
Meanwhile, Havoc's just doing, like, switching in between Orange Justice and flossing in the corner.
You
Apparently not. That luck is still bad on the dice roller.
Jeff
It's
stops
not
dancing
important.
and Jeff stops dancing and ultimately gives the dance floor over to you to kind of see what you got. And you just kind of feel like this bit of pressure. A lot of males, females, and anything in between, because I don't want to go that route, anything in between, are now looking at you. And you just feel the pressure of like they want to be impressed. Some of them are, and some of them don't look impressed, and it's kind of like hitting you. And Jeb sees it as well, and Jeb begins to smile, and you just see your performance starts to sink a little bit. So Jeb sees this circle that's starting to form around you, and he walks over towards you, and out of character, I say this as a joke, but in character, Jeb comes over to you, cracks his knuckles, and says, "How many times do I gotta show you, old man?" It's like this.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I'm gonna roll my die in front of everyone because if it's a bad roll, I still think it'll make a funny moment.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. All right. So he begins to try to mimic the moves that you're doing, but he's a bit sluggish. It's easy to tell he's definitely had some drinks at this point. When he was freestyling, it looked great. When he's trying to mimic you, like, look, this is how it's done. He's like a second or two behind you, and his arms aren't straight. His legs don't look to like lock in place. They look a little bit loose. He kind of loses balance for a second. Excuse me. This Strix person dressed in like all black and white comes over. He's like, "Come on, man, you gotta show off. You gotta." You would assume that they're friends because he's really close and he's just making sure he stays in the circle.
And Snow's going to see the Strix. I believe the last time you were saying that the female Strix, and if it was the same one in the picture.
Mhm.
And she's just going to be admiring the Strix. It's like, nice.
So in that case, I want to make one contested check against you just to see who gets everyone's attention, and I guess who might be the one stepping off. Wow. Okay. Our results stayed the same.
Get more, donor.
I rolled an 8 on the die, which comes out to 24 total.
Okay. He goes to pull off a tricky maneuver. Seeing that the Strix has his back, he turns his back towards you, faces the Strix, and puts his two hands together and does like a boost me up motion. He's like, this is really, you can hear this, everyone can hear this being said. This is really gonna get the crowd. Boost me. And the Strix says, I don't know. He's like, come on, do it. Just do it.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Okay. And he goes to do this very, very tricky maneuver. The spotlight's on you. He dashes directly towards the Strix. And after the Strix launches the leg up, you just see the head is facing towards you, and the body continues to stay vertical, with the head being towards the ground, towards your
Oh,
direction.
oh.
You are going to win this dance battle regardless, but they are coming directly towards you. And it looks like he doesn't have a way to stop either colliding into you or doing the equivalent of like doing a dive in the pool and having it belly flop.
Yeah, can I try and catch him?
Okay. They're
With my
lightly armored.
gauntlets.
So give me a athletics. Give me a grapple. Give me
There we go. That's better. 18 on the die plus 16 for the athletics. That's 34, right?
yeah, that's way over. So yeah, you catch him. He realized this is not something he's gonna win. He kind of he doesn't try to fight it or anything. He just asks you like, "Could you place me right side up?" And you can see as you do that, he does look a bit embarrassed. His face is bright red. He takes a look over, now spots Kalani at this moment and is extremely embarrassed and tries to pull it off by just like doing a high five gesture towards you.
Yeah, and I'll like try and do like a twirl, like like we meant to do this, like we
Like
co-opted
it was
this
planned.
thing.
I'm gonna let it succeed. I'm not gonna have you roll for it. I think that's fair. I think that's a great action to do. So you do a bit of a twirl, and it takes him a second to realize what's going on. He does it, and he stretches his arm out and says, "Ta-da!" And encore is spread throughout everyone that's there that isn't your party. They can choose if they want to or not.
Snow's
And-
getting hype as well because she's trying to keep up appearances.
Yeah, just turn it into an impromptu like doubles figure skating moment.
In the midst of everyone clapping towards you, everyone make a perception check.
Ugh.
Perception.
I've been pacing,
Okay,
so I
now
have to
we're
go back
getting
to
the
my
good roll.
surface.
29.
Dirty 20.
Oh boy, who's ready to take another shot? Okay, good.
35 on my end.
That's a 9. I'm too busy whipping and nay-naying.
As there's just everyone's applauding, clapping. Just, yeah, that was awesome. And the song begins to transition into the next song. Jeb goes over to give you a hug and says, "Thanks for not embarrassing me. That means a lot to me. Doesn't she look beautiful?" And just does a head nod towards Kalani, but is trying to be like not obvious with it.
You're a massive furry, my good sir.
Connor's just like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. Kind of like dusts off his shoulders, and he looks over at Connie. And is like,
Damn!
Damn, boy!
Damn, you're saying she's ugly.
no.
Well, as you both are looking towards Kalani, it's not hard to spot. Everyone in the group spots it with their perception. This heavily armored gray skin vest is approaching Kalani from behind and taps on Kalani's shoulder. Excuse me, and begins to whisper something into Kalani's ear. Who had the highest rolls?
I
I believe it was.
think I was pretty high on it because I rolled a 16 and I have a plus 19.
So 35.
I have a 29.
I had a dirty 20.
I think Snow may be the only one to hear this, but it's only because of the fact that the music is blasting so loud that it's even hard to have like a normal conversation.
And it's also Snow is next to Kalani because she was guiding her to the guy.
So you can hear the Vess in common whispers over to Kalani, I need you to come with me. The boss wants to see you.
And Snow's gonna step up. Um, have you made an appointment with my client?
The bouncer looks towards you and says, and you are?
I am Kalani's manager.
All right, then my boss would like to see you as well.
All right. Security. Not security. If you don't mind, our bodyguard also comes along. He always comes along with us everywhere.
So
That's fine by me. My boss just said they need to see the idol.
So the three Vlaka end up going with them.
Where did everybody go? Those two wrapped
Yeah.
up in whipping the nay.
So he says, all right, right this way. He begins to escort you three towards towards a back room where you see that there's a swinging door that's marked with employees only. Um, since the party's somewhat split, I'm gonna start with everyone else who isn't going, which would be a toner and Havoc, right?
Yep.
Okay, so a toner and Havoc is at this point that Jeb sees that. Sorry, Jeb sees that Kalani is going with the bouncer somewhere, and Jeb says, "Look, can I offer you and well, did you come alone? Can I offer you a drink? You real cool, and you did let me embarrass much. Yeah, and all that said to a toner.
A toner.
I'm just looking up something real quick. Okay. Yeah. Attorney will be like, yeah, you can get me something as long as it's virgin.
Weenie. No, I'm joking.
Not the only virgin in the room.
Hey.
Ouch. And he says, "All right, how about you come with me? Again, did you come alone?
Actually, I'm with the people that was just taken back by that bouncer over there.
Oh, so you do know Kalani? Oh, did I make things awkward?
Nah, not at all.
Oh, well, how about you come over with me this way? We can go get a drink. I will and he looks like he's at this point kind of stumbling with his words a little bit. The Strix friend comes on over and he's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just making friends, that's all." And he's like, "Well, you are a pretty cool dancer." And says, "What's your name?"
A toner's going to panic at this moment. Let me. What would you say would be like a role to be like try and make up something on the spot?
Bluff.
Because he was about to like say like, oh, I'm a toner, but then he just suddenly realized like, wait, we're trying to like, especially me, try and keep myself from getting hunted.
Yeah, I feel like bluff would be a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So he got a 12. So I'm gonna see. He's like, I'm a tone. A tracks.
Tone.
A tone tracks.
Tone tracks.
God, that sounds like a product.
It does.
Sounds
Sounds like
some
it'd be
kind
like
of
a
Actually
medicine.
on
phone.
TV.
Make sure you
Buy
take
a tone tracks today.
Make sure you take your tone tracks every 3 hours.
A tone tracks applied directly to the forehead. A tone tracks applied directly to the forehead.
I was thinking it sounds like one of those like prepaid disposable phones,
Ooh.
That tracks you.
like one of those phone cards. You're like, "Whoa, what's your data plan?" I'm with a tone tracks.
Well, wait. If you have an erection lasting more than 4 hours after taking a Tron Trax, please contact a doctor immediately.
So I'm sorry. I was eating a French fry. Yeah, whatever. I was eating a French fry, ready to go. He comes over to you and says, "Look, the next drink's on me." And he looks towards your direction and says, "Virgin for you." But yeah, let's all go over. And they head over towards the bartender, which I actually have a slide for. Where the bartender's kind of place is a bit spaced away from where the room with the dance room floors. You could have a bit of a conversation here and it wouldn't be as difficult.
Oh god, that place is from the first Mass Effect game.
It's almost like I have a theme with each one of these things with Scuttles and the Japanese writing and with the Blue Room and gaming and music related stuff. And now
I mean, it is absolutely great.
Witch's
I just love
Lounge
looking through these pictures,
and-
and it's like, okay, which Mass Effect game is this one? And this one is so much the first Mass Effect game.
it's funny, I actually haven't played Mass Effect, but I found my art from it.
So much good art from it.
So yeah, so Atone 8 tracks, right? That's the name. Atone tracks.
Yep, a tone tracks.
Should I just call you something like Tony?
Yeah, that works. That'll work fine.
Tony, or if you're on the job, Tracks.
He says, Sylvie, meet my friend over here, Tony. The next round of drinks are on me, so I want to get the usual. But my friend Tony here he likes the virgin stuff. So can you hook him up? Tony, I'm sorry, not Tony. The bartender, the bartender's actual name is Sylvine, but you'll just hear from this character's perspective. You feel like they have a connection. He'll be saying Sylvie. The individual that you see in front of you is a Mel Demaya Lashunta. He looks very, very professional. He looks out of character. He looks very charming. You would assume charisma is probably one of the higher stats for this individual.
The skinny
they look-
like Vil was.
Yeah, this individual looks like someone that would serve drinks for like wealthy clientele. It's the way that they're dressed. It's in the posture that he holds himself in, and even like the way that he responds. It almost is like like Master Bruce, could I get you another drink on the rocks kind of feel. So he says, "Yeah, Sylvie, I need a shot for everyone here. Just keep up the good work. Put it right on my tab." And Sylvie begins to pour the drinks out, no questions asked. He gives a glance towards you, Tony, but in a way of like, "I've never seen you here before, but welcome." And he tries to give a good first impression, and he says, "I'll make your first drink your best drink, sir." All right, and with that, I am going to swap to the other three. Wait, I'm going to swap to Havoc first, because Havoc is still on the dance floor.
Yep. Havoc hasn't done anything but the bump and grind.
They've got a gun.
No.
They've got a gun.
No to neither of those things.
They got bumped, and now they gotta grind them in the paste with their gun.
God.
Havoc. As you continue doing various dance moves, fitting in with the crowd actually very well with the dance moves that you're doing. You develop like a kind of a small fan base of friends. These people look to be like the equivalent of teenagers of different races. But one of them steps forward towards you. This individual that you see, I know I'm gonna get an ooh response as soon as I explain this. But one of the three individuals that are near you, one of them seems to be of like a dragon kin, very tall, and just resembles a dragon in every way, shape, or form. Just
Uh-oh.
dressed down to party. So they have like a current band space with the logo flipped upside down and different designs placed on it. The second individual is a
Brendan, before you go on about the next, this is the moment where both Connell and Mads are both like, God damn it!
I'll be honest,
Son of a
I saw
bitch.
it spaced out there for a second. I missed it.
The second
A giant sexy
individual,
dragon, half dragon person.
yeah, a dragon kin NPC.
All right.
The second person out of the group of three that seem to like have gravitated towards you, easy to spot. It's a bear, female bear.
Uplifted bear.
A little.
Yeah, uplifted bear. But this female,
Uh-oh.
she looks to be all of the accessories that she wear is like neon, and she looks to almost have several bits of like augmentation built into her, but they look good aesthetically on her, like neon colored bracelet rings. She has, you can see some wiring that's kind of been done around the right ear where a wire is placed in it, but it reacts to the sound waves in the room. And just a couple of other
What?
things like that.
Oh, that's so cool.
The third individual that you see that surrounds you, this individual is unique to your person. This individual looks to be several individuals placed into one. It looks to be like a collection of several small bugs to form a medium-sized humanoid.
Oh. Okay, never mind.
I think you have
I
a.
thought,
Hmm?
I thought I knew this person out of character.
It's not my character, but it is the
Okay.
same race of that character. If that makes sense. Out of character is called a Spathinae, Spathinae. I might be pronouncing it wrong,
Spathinae?
but yeah, it's the same. It's the same character that I have for the other game, but it's not that character. Just another race I want to pull, so I'm not using the same ones. But yeah, all three of them seem to be gravitated towards you. One of them. Have you ever been to a furry convention? I've not. This session might be my first.
Oh, you've done this to yourself, Brandon.
Hey, I was located in the blue room. I mean, an NPC very similar to me was located in the blue room with headphones. Now, if he shows up here for his time off, that's another thing. But yeah, these three all sort of gravitate towards you. Like, oh, cool. Where are you from, man?
Oh, Akaton.
There you go. I put a thing.
Wait, did Captain Snow tell Havoc where she was born?
No, because even Captain Snow didn't really know where Havoc was born.
Oh, so she's gonna say apostate.
Pasta. Huh. Is that where you're getting these sweet dance moves from?
Sure.
Well, that's cool. Can you teach me? This is all being spoken by the uplifted bear. Yeah. Can you teach me some of these moves that you know? I'm very intrigued. I'm very interested.
Heck yeah, I can.
And you see the other two are still also just trying to mimic your moves. They're having the time of their life right now. They see that like you're nice. The dragon can like after 2 minutes of you just showing different moves and gestures, um, goes to dig in the pockets and pulls out in a plastic bag this substance and says, "What's your thoughts on space rocks?
I have no thoughts on them.
Would you like to try some?"
God, that goes back.
Come on. I know you wanna.
You want to do some death
I don't
kicks?
know. I'm with people.
God, get Havoc stoned off her ass. We end up in a firefight.
Oh man, well, I guess if you don't want. Whoops, I dropped him right onto your nose.
Oh, I'm wearing a mask.
Oh no, I opened your mask.
Oh
By
no, I guess I'm
force.
high now. Fuck you guys.
Technically, you don't have to breathe either.
I know. I can just hold my breath.
Wait, if you get high now and you're in suspended animation, are you going to get high forever?
Perpetual high.
I'm gonna get hot. No, I'm just gonna get high later. When I come back, I'm just gonna come back, eyes bloodshot red. Whoa!
When has life ever been this good?
All right,
Why are
make
there
your
bees in my
decision.
teeth?
Come on, I don't want to peer pressure you, but you seem really cool. I think this is cool for you. I mean, I'm also just meeting you, and I don't want to give a bad impression. I think you're cool.
Well, thank you, but I am unfortunately with people, and I have stuff to do tomorrow.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to take this if you have something to do tomorrow. That's a good call. All right, well, will it bother you if I take some?
No, not at all.
And you just see what was left in the bag is just downed, including the
fucking
plastic
shit.
bag itself.
They then
Holy
go feral
fucking
and try and
shit.
eat your face off.
Oh fuck.
And you could
Am
have
I gonna have to
prevented
worry about that now, Brandon?
it. What happened?
Am I gonna have to worry about that now, Brandon?
I don't know. I mean, you're left alone from the party. That I mean,
I need the
I
dope!
I need to be supervised.
I need to be supervised. Last time I was left unsupervised, I bleached my hair.
I need supervision from the living.
So it's at this point they just whiff it on and then just get a like energy is like, woo! I'm ready.
Oh.
And
I'm ready. I'm
says,
ready.
all right, show us more.
What was that?
And then they get a like, all right, come on, show us more. Show us the other things from where you're from.
Oh, she's just making up all this shit as she goes on because she doesn't remember anything about apostate.
I mean, they don't know.
Other than the fact that her friend died there.
You just get the feeling that these are locals that have probably only spent their life on Verces. So you saying that you're not from there and you're willing to show these different moves and claim, oh yeah, I'm from this planet. That's how we dance. Kind of goes a long way.
She's just gonna teach them the Macarena.
Okay. You continue training all three of them to do different type of dance moves. And I'm going to transition to the last three because I know it's after 10. Um, I don't know how time wise everyone is.
I have
Okay.
work tomorrow. Hmm. And I'm also getting my truck tomorrow, so I don't know how much work I'm actually going to do tomorrow.
Should we start off with the discussion then?
Up to you. I could probably knock this out in like 5 minutes or less, unless someone initiates combat, and if that's the case, we'll stop.
I mean, currently we're
It's up to you.
not looking to start combat.
Okay, then I
The
think
toner just looks over at
That's my job.
glasses.
then I think I can knock this out quickly, and we'll be good. All right, I'm gonna try to do that. So the camera pans over to Kalani and Kalani's squad. You're being escorted by the one Vesk who told you to come towards the back. You walk through the swinging door marked employees only, and the first thing you spot is a kitchen with several individuals, some of all wearing different like designer shirts of whatever idol or musical influence that they have with them. Some servers with like skimpy outfits, both male and female, I should say. Um, Walking in and out, and the door continues to swing. And after you walk through the kitchen, you walk past a storage area into what looks to be like a back room, which looks like it'd be like a manager's office. Um, you see a female desk sitting there behind the desk, puffing on an electronic cigarette, and is playing a game of solitaire, but it's on a small hollow screen in front of you. And she says, "My name is Zernala. It is nice to meet your acquaintance. I would like to speak to Kalani alone."
Mm. Snow's gonna respond in Vesk. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. Yes, my client does like to do private speakings with people, but we always like to also make sure that she stays on top of what her contracts require.
Okay. I do want to establish one thing really quick. Even when she spoke to you just now, no physical eye, like no eye contact was given to any three of you. Her eyes look like they haven't left the virtual card game table in front of her, and everything that's spoken is kind of just like one tone, no real emotion put behind it.
Snow
So
is being very talkative with her hands, very Italian.
Cosa? Apatebose.
No! Don't make the Vesk Italian!
I mean-
Snow is being very Italian, not the Vesk.
At least I'm not going boppity boopy.
No! Stop.
And she takes a look. She sees that Kalani looks to be dressed up. She looks over at Snow. She actually is glancing. See Kalani's like dressed up. Sees that Snow appears to look like dressed up for like a party evening type event, and then takes a look over to Gunner and see that Gunner is just like kind of just there. And she said, "Look, I see people like you all the time here. What's the real reason you're here for?" And as she speaks with that same monotone voice, she continues looking at her card game after she's kind of eyed each and every one of you up.
And Snow's gonna drop her pleasant demeanor and going back to her normal. We could ask why you want one of our crew so badly.
And she just kind of, guess you don't understand how nightclubs and having individuals that claim that they are famous in nightclubs go for business. So I won't point that out towards you. And you get, she was trying to just be very sarcastic about it. Says, but I have not yet heard anything about you. Now, I caught bits and pieces of what was said over on the earpiece. So I already know who was who. I've seen all of you enter the building.
Yes, you don't know much about me, and that means I'm doing my job right. you do need to know more about her than me.
Okay, so then why are you here? What's
We
your
are
part?
here to enjoy a night and also build upon her fame.
Enjoying a night, huh?
Yes.
She stops looking at her card game. She looks um to her right. There's a monitor kind of placed, and she sorry cuts on the monitor with a remote and pulls up a picture freeze frame of the weapons that a toner had from the entrance and said, just a typical night.
Yeah.
And then
Is it
swaps.
really so different for people to travel armed amongst the city? I mean, after all, there's some rough areas that I've heard just today, let alone, there's an open shootout.
I'm a sense mode of this person. Can I do that?
Yeah, definitely. Sorry.
It's okay.
I heard you said I was going to sense motive, and I was like, okay, but I didn't hold the shift button.
No, I just want to be sure, like, if it's like allowed or something. All right, we'll take a shot.
Nat 20 or
Nat 20.
nice.
So that's a 35.
This is a woman of business, and you can tell when it comes to business tactics or anything like that, she puts emotions second, and she seems to try to put logic first. She doesn't feel that all of you are here for what you're reading from her is that she senses that you're not here for like a night out. That there's some ulterior motive, whether it's a competitor nightclub business trying to get information, or just some evildoers trying to, give this place a bad name, causing wreckage or something from the inside. But she's very skeptical, and you get a sense that she doesn't trust any of you.
Okay, but not like. I guess she's technically hostile, but do I feel like she's going to start anything?
No, you don't get a sense that she's gonna like open arms or anything on you like that, but you get a sense that she is gonna press on you for information, while probably not
Okay.
reveal as much.
All right.
So this
Just
is a fun, stubborn,
hard
bullheaded
cop.
match between the business owner and Snow.
You don't get she's gonna open arms unless this is going to look like a hostile situation. But you do get like she is hostile to you, but not hostile. Pull a gun on you for no reason.
Yeah.
She at
Okay.
least wants to hear what you have to say, but she doesn't put emotion behind it. So it's like, tell me why you're here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to figure out if we were gonna have a real big problem here or something.
Yeah. Just I not playing hard to get, but I feel like that's a good like way
Yeah,
to.
I get you.
Yeah. And
We'll teach the whole club how to do the Macarena. So help me God.
Mark my words, Brandon. I will teach this whole club how to do the Macarena.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. That is what they're going to come out to and be like, who did that? And you're going to be at the front of the pack.
But yeah, Snow's gonna be like, there was just a shootout earlier today. Why wouldn't people be armed?
I mean, where was there a shootout at? I heard nothing about it.
It was outside of what was that place again?
Scuttles.
Security? And she's gonna ask Gunner that.
And I would know it, but I don't know it off the top of my head. I would have just said like the zone that Scuttle Shop was in, like sort of the sort of like the ghetto area.
And after hearing it, you just hear like, do you even hear where you're speaking? Talking about Scuttles. He deals with all clientele. I'm sure things like that is constant over there.
And we're not exactly.
That's why I'm looking at this.
I mean, have you? You know that she's an icon, but you don't. Do you even know where she's from?
That's what I would like to ask in person, 1-on-1. And here we are.
She's from Absalon Station. I could send you the information about everything about her, the whole site, everything. It's no problem at all.
She's gonna sense motive. It's that not trusting you thing.
I mean, she is essentially telling the truth that she could send her the information on it, and as far as she knows, she is from Absalon Station.
So you've in that process, you've given her a little bit of information. She did mention she doesn't know who Kalani is, and you've established Kalani is from Absalon Station. So she takes that as like an advancement, but you've followed it up with like, I can also do this for you. And you just get that Sir Nala, who is the manager, is maybe just a bit on the cold-hearted side, again, that hard to get side. So yes, you're willingly giving me information, you're going to ask for something in return, and you just openly being willing of like, yeah, I will give this to you is usually not something that happens in the business world. So with that sense motive, she says, all right, so what do you think of my club, and what do you think of tonight's drink special?
From very little of what I've seen of the club so far, it seems very appealing. But we've also just came in the front door. And the drink specials, on the other hand, I have not tried yet, so I cannot give you a fair judgment.
It's nickel shot night. I'm pretty sure we'll die if it's nickel shot if we go to Halligan. Or what was it called? I'm pretty sure we'll die if we go to O'Halligan's.
Oh, is that what Absalom people call it? We call it nickelbacks.
Oh God.
A toner just starts singing, "This is how you remind me of what I really am."
Yeah, right. There's a little bit of me that's just like, I can't believe you said that, and the other side of me is like, I just did. Okay.
What are you gonna do about it?
Zernala says, well, here, how about I send you over to Sylvine and he can give you one on the house from me.
That would be much appreciated.
Yeah, I will. And he looks over to the Vesk and says, says it in common. 10, take those two over to see Sylvine. And the fingers point towards you and Gunner.
You still have business with my client?
I do.
Don't you think her manager ought to know if any of it could break any of her contracts?
Oh, it's not going to break any contracts. I could promote tonight's night with this Kalani.
I would like to know about the percentages before anything is finalized. And she goes to leave with the Vesk.
I can assure you, and she stops looking at the card game and says, I can assure you that no deals will be made without your consent. Not consent. Without your
Input.
Yeah, wrong choice of word.
Her smile comes back and she starts being more expressive with her hands again. I would greatly appreciate it, and I thank you.
Okay. The Gunner's going to?
I'll just give her like one last look and then I'll turn and go.
Okay. The Vest begins to take you towards Sylvine, escorting the both of you back through the storage area, back through the kitchen, and then over to the bar where you can at least see a toner there placed with Zeb, the Strict, and several others. It looks like a small amount of people are joining up with Zeb offering for the first shot on him. Sylvine looks over your way, and he's in the process of making drinks, and you can see that he's a very good mixologist. Just flipping cups and doing all different types of bar tricks. And as he says, "What can I get you today?" That'll be the pausing point of this session.
I have a question,
Mm.
Brandon.
Because if I do follow up with that, it will take longer. So this is a good stopping point.
So I say goodnight to all the streamers, and
Brandon, I have a
see you
question.
next week.
And the use of barbecue sauce.